obsessed, you know, because even the people I used to hang out with back in the day, they used to live in my neighborhood, or they used to actually live with me. They was obsessed about cars, you know. Back then, when I was 5, 6, 7, shit, I thought a fucking Honda was the king shit, you know. Then, you know, day in, day out, being able to go to my father's shop, then a lot of times I used to sneak from his shop, go next door, and you know, check out the car that's on the dyno. And that's really what my obsession came, you know. My father used to sit down and fix, you know, older model cars, mostly cars that coming in for major, you know, rehaul stuff that basically sound like, you know, that's on its last legs. And he used to basically bring them back from beyond the grave. And believe it or not, I most doubtedly felt like that was the coolest shit ever, you know. But then, you know, I started learning about turbos. I started learning about superchargers. And there used to be this guy, I never got to know him, nothing. He used to fly down Opelika Sherrod with this, I think it was a turbocharged Fox body or something like that. All I know, this fucking car was fast as hell. I thought it was the fucking dopest shit ever. You know, I used to be outside and I used to see that car fly by, and I used to be like, damn, man, wow, I want something like that. You know, then my uncle, you know, my Uncle Carlos, he used to have, you know, the Mustang. Then I used to feel like the Mustang was like the shit. You know? You couldn't tell me anything about that. Then I guess, you know, the guys that used to be at Twilight Performance, and them and that Corolla they used to have, you know, with the 2J engine, no no exhaust, you know, basically purely a drag car. And seeing that shit, and you know, them having a party and stuff. Believe it or not, that's when I first saw my first GTR. It was a R32. Of course, that car is illegal around by that time. This is the 90s when they're not even supposed to be over there. And it was. And this guy had it, you know? I don't know how the fuck he got it, but he had it. And, you know, believe it or not, the person I was walking around with during that time while they were celebrating, I believe they accomplished something at the dry strip, and they were celebrating. And when they were celebrating, the main person that I was with was my brother Sally, that passed away. You know, and the car I used to always fucking talk about was the Nissan GTR. Started learning about the 32. The 32 was. Then I started learning about the 33. Then the 34. You know, I came from loving, liking, you know, just like any other kids, Ferrari, Lamborghini, thinking that's the epitome of speed and you know, performance and this and that, to liking, you know, to liking everything else. you know, from Ferrari to, I believe it was the Aston Martin DB9, from the Aston Martin DB9 to the GTR. And after the GTR, I was enamored about the Bugatti when it came out, but I used to always love be on YouTube and just be looking at cars. It just came naturally to me, you know. My father used to have a whole bunch of cars around, and some of them sit, some of them, you know, side a lot of day, and believe it or not, I used to be sitting inside of them, you know. Picture myself shifting gears, you know, driving, making noises, always making turbo noises, always making supercharged noises, you know. But I learned about the Buick Regal, the GNX, boy, shit. That car, boy, that car got me through, I ain't gonna lie, that car got me through elementary. When I learned about that car, between that and the GTR that I always used to daydream about. You know? Then, you know, when I used to be around Twilight Performance, the car that I feel like I saw them have around a lot was, they had one person that had the Mazda RX-7. I'm not sure which, but I know for sure it was the later year one, but I'm not sure what spec that was. I know for sure it was emerald green. Then it had a Bose system inside of it. There was also another guy that they did, I think it was like a 700 power Mark III Supra, when, you know, Supra wasn't the shit at that time, you know. Supra was just, you know, just like any common car. It wasn't the bee's knees, you know. This is before Fast and the Furious, the first one, you know. And I got to be able to witness that stuff. I got to be able to witness, you know, the DSM Dodge SRT4. You know, I got to actually see a couple of them on the dyno. I got to actually, you know, see how Buddy works, see him do his thing, and run the dyno, and you know, get the numbers, see the numbers of how, you know, them tuning the car, how the car react, how this would happen, how this would happen, you know. Sometimes there was failures, you know. It was one of the shopkeepers, I believe his name was Miguel. He had he had a few Hondas, and I believe one this day he had a red Honda, and it was his daily car, and he turbocharged it, and I believe he cracked the block of that car that day. You know, he was mad, but he wasn't too mad, you know. Then the car that he used to race, he tore up something for the drivetrain of the transmission, and he fixed that shit so fast that damn near I think it was like the next, well, I used to go to school, so I think like the next, not even the next week, next 3 or 4 days, he had that shit back running. And I was so enamored about that. I was like, wow, you know. I remember seeing Mugen engines being, getting to see what Mugen engines can actually do, and it's all coming from, Opalaka, of when, Opalaka had its time of, fast cars and stuff. That's the main reason I have the love for the Mark III Supra. I got the love for the Mark III Supra because of that. Being that a lot of them, they was Puerto Rican and this and that, a lot of them had Mazda engines. So I understand that feeling of, of hearing a Mazda rotary engine right next to you, knowing that the shit is probably like 700 horses or something like that, and you just hearing that rap 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 rap, that what's known as the Dorito chop, and that shit just, as a kid, that shit made me fall right in love. I swear to God, I told myself I wanted to be a mechanic. I told myself I really wanted to be a mechanic. It was a lot of hot days at my dad's shop, but shit. When I used to be able to sneak off and see stuff like that, that shit used to fucking blow my mind. And them guys, just asking for my help or asking me to do this and that with them, making me involved a little bit, even though it's for their benefit. They taught me a lot of things, just sitting around, How my dad used to say, why you even want to go over there? Why I always catch you over there? He used to be mad at me because I used to always go over there. You came over here to be with me, not with them. Why you always going over there? I understand. I'm a mechanic, but I'm the type of mechanic that if I build something, I want to build it better. I want to be able to build it like how it should be, but also I want to, if I feel like I want it to be able to run better, to run cleaner, to run this, that, or just completely, make it my own type of thing. I want to learn how to do that. I'm not gonna lie, I have had my failures, and boy, it costs, and believe it or not, it wrote some of my failures right on my conscience. I fucked around right here in front of this yard. I replaced the oil pan for a smart car, and I did all the fucking work, and I think it was 1 or 2 bolts that wasn't tight, and it was to the coolant system, and that shit didn't come out correctly. Wind up blowing the fucking engine. And that was a friend of mine's car. I was so mad that it happened. She wasn't really too upset. She didn't show me she was upset, but she told me what happened. She was upset a little bit, but still to this day, I feel like I should at least try to, but she never wanted anything from me. Luckily, I could kind of say that wasn't the last GTR I saw. Uh, Later these years now, I actually it's these well they're they are a dealership, but small private dealership, but they're a collective bunch. They go by the name of Trap Team, and you know, I showed them I'm truly a fan of the vehicles that they bring in, and you know, we started kicking it after that. And believe it or not, from a lot of the things that I've been wanting to learn about the cars that I grew up, you know, really, you know, putting on a pedestal and wanting to have, they're bringing these cars over from Japan, and boy, you know, they let me know, hey, you want to come check this out? Come check this out, and I'll be over there sometimes, and a lot of times that be my my safe spot when I can, you know, like I'm so grateful for them, you know, I'm so grateful to learn from them, and also, you know, to, you know, to be able to experience. Because of them, I actually started to reach out to the car community, try to involve myself in the Florida car community. Like Cars and Coffee, you know, different venues, you know. And it's kind of like the main reason why I want to try to build my own car, you know. I'm a car guy without a car, you know. For a long time, I was a car guy without a license. I know it sounds, you know, it sounds childish, but you know, that's something that keeps me going, you know. My mind kind of like, it works like it works like a whole bunch of gears sometimes. Things just spinning around, tick 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 tick. Something, that's what made me develop that mentality that something always have a something always have a, you know, reason, you know. Cars is one of my reasons why I'm still here, you know.